Are the stories about Jesus just copied from pagan myths? The argument goes that there are so many similarities between the stories about Jesus and earlier pagan myths that the gospel writers must clearly have been copying these earlier stories when they made up their stories about Jesus. Now, even if there are as many similarities as is often suggested, and I would suggest actually when you look into it there aren't, do these similarities prove that there is a link? I would suggest not. Let me give you an example. I wonder if you've heard of a book called The Futility of the Wreck of the Titan. Possibly not, but I guess you might be familiar with the storyline. It tells of a ship crossing the North Atlantic that hits an iceberg and sinks, and many people die because there are not enough lifeboats on board the vessel. Now you might say, well, that's just the story of the Titanic, isn't it? But what's interesting is that it was published in 1898, 14 years before the Titanic actually set sail. Sometimes in life, surprising similarities happen, but it doesn't necessarily mean that these events are linked. Of course, we wouldn't reject the actual sinking of the Titanic just because it was prefigured in a fictitious story.